Hello and welcome to this Heat Mobile Services tutorial. Get to know your new Android smartphone for AT&T. In the next 15 minutes, you'll learn how to use your new HUD-issued AT&T Android smartphone. More specifically, you'll learn how to activate your AT&T Android device, how to initially set up your device, how to create a Google account, how to download the Intune app, how to enroll your device in Intune, and how to check for system updates. Let's get started. Once you've removed your device from the packaging, you can begin the initial activation, which should only take a few minutes. Let's begin with the Android initial activation with AT&T. Please make sure your old and new devices are both off. Contact AT&T IVR at 888-444-4410 to activate your new device. Upon calling in, you may be required to provide the 15-digit IMEI number, which is located on the side of the box. Please select option 2. You will be automatically transferred to the corporate activations line, and you will select option 1 for activation. When prompted, enter the wireless number you are calling about, starting with the area code. If this is correct, press 1. Please hold while AT&T accesses your account information. Also note that when you activate your new equipment, your existing equipment will no longer work. To continue with the activation process, press 1. Once you've received notification from AT&T of the completed activation, you may experience a period of blended service, which means that you can receive calls on the old device and make calls on the new device. Your device is now activated. You are now ready for the initial device setup, which could take 5 minutes to 15 minutes to complete. Power on your device by holding the power button located on the top right edge. If applicable, select a Wi-Fi connection. Whether Wi-Fi or 3G, 4G data connection, a network connection must be available to complete the enrollment steps. Click Next on the End User Licensing Agreement screen. Click Agree on the Terms and Conditions pop-up window. You will receive a screen checking for updates that could appear for a few minutes depending on the network speed. Select Skip on the Tap and Go feature screen. You'll then receive a checking info prompt that should appear for a few seconds. Select Accept on the Google Settings pop-up window. On the Add Your Account screen, select Create New Account to create a Google ID that will be used for your new device. Enter your name and identifying information, and then select Next on the Google Account screen. Create an email address using the same format as your HUD email. The only difference is that this account will have an @gmail.com domain at the end. If you find your name is taken, then add unique numbers at the end to make it acceptable. Also, create a password that is 8 characters long with at least 1 capital letter, 1 number, and 1 special character. Remember this password because you will be asked for it when accessing the Google Play Store later in these steps. Before continuing with this tutorial, it is important to note that by the end of this activation, you'll have 2 passwords in addition to your existing HUD password. One for your HUD-issued mobile device, and one for your newly created Google account. Click Skip when prompted to enter in a phone number. Select Next to verify your Google account. You'll receive a checking info prompt that could last a couple moments. When prompted to set up payment information, select Remind Me Later. You will not have to enter in a credit card information in order to use Google account or your device. Uncheck all the options on the Google Services screen and select Next. Select Skip when prompted to create a Samsung account. Leave the reactivation lock box unchecked on the Find My Mobile screen and select Next. Select Next on the email account screen. Do not select an email option. This comes at a later step. Select Later to set up the Wake Up command. Select Later to add a fingerprint. You are now at your home screen. Swipe the screen to the left to reveal more options. To continue with the device setup, your phone must be encrypted to install and use Intune. Let's get started with encryption. Select Settings from the icon with the blue gear. On the settings screen, select Lock Screen and Security. Select Other Security Settings. It is important to have your device plugged in and have over 80% battery life to go any further with this setup. If you're ready to proceed, select Encrypt Device. On the Encrypt Device screen, select Set Screen Lock Type. Select Password on the Select Screen Lock. Enter an 8-digit alphanumeric code with at least one number and one capital letter. This is your device password, not your HUD password or Gmail password. Use this password to unlock your phone. Select Show Content and then select Done on the notification screen. Select Encrypt Phone at the bottom of the Encrypt Phone screen. Enter in the device password you just created. This is not your HUD, LAN, email, or Gmail account password. Do not check Fast Encryption on the Confirm Encryption page. Select Encrypt Phone. Your device will shut down and then provide a progress bar for the encryption. Once complete, it will reboot again. Now that you've set up your new device, you're ready to download the Intune app. Before we continue, please note that Microsoft Office applications cannot be pushed without a Wi-Fi connection. Please download the Intune Company portal as soon as you receive your device using a Wi-Fi connection because it is required to finish the application install. Unlock your phone with your device password and then select Play Store from the home screen. The Google Play Store will open. Select the Google Play search bar at the top of the screen. Type Intune and select Intune Company Portal from the drop-down. Select Install on the application page. Select Accept on the Access pop-up window. You'll receive a progress bar for the install, which could take several minutes without a Wi-Fi connection. After the install is complete, select Intune from the Apps menu. This will begin the Intune enrollment process, which can take anywhere from 25 minutes to 3 hours to complete. Select Sign In on the Company Portal homepage. Enter in your HUD email address and your HUD LAN email password. This is not your PivCard PIN, but your actual HUD password. Select Enroll in the bottom right corner of the device enrollment screen. On the Activate Phone Administrator screen, select Activate in the bottom right corner. You'll receive an enrolling prompt that could last for several minutes depending on your network connection. On the KLMS Agent screen, place a check mark in the box at the bottom of the screen and click Confirm. You'll receive the same enrolling prompt that could last several minutes. Once enrolled, you will see the home screen of Intune with categories and all apps as headers. Click your Home button on the bottom center of your device and go back to the home screen. From the home screen, click on the email icon in the center left. Click OK on the activation pop-up window. Enter your HUD LAN email address and your password. This is not your PivCard PIN, but your actual HUD password, and then click OK. After the account syncs for a couple minutes, depending on your network speed, you'll receive a single email with the subject Action Required. Open the email. Enrollment is now complete. It could take up to 3 hours for your emails, calendar, and contacts to fully sync. Once you've been notified by your Information Technology Director that it is okay to check for system updates, Go to the home screen, tap on the app tray, and swipe to the left. Select Settings. From the Settings screen, swipe left until you reach the System header. Select About Device from the System screen. Select Software Update from the About Device screen. Select Check for Updates from the AT&T Software Update screen. Click OK to check for the update. You'll receive a prompt that the software is up to date or that an update is available. If an update is available, select Continue Update. Selecting that option will begin the update. If your software is already up to date, then select OK. Thank you for watching this Heat Mobile Services tutorial. And remember, if you have any questions or need customer support, please contact the HUD National Help Desk at 1-888-297-8689, option 9.